Jai Mata Kali, Jai Mata Durga, Jai Mata Kali, Jai Mata Durga, Kali Durga, Namo Namah, Kali Durga, Namo Namah, Kali Durga, Namo Namah, Kali Durga, Namo Namah, Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Good morning, you all. I've been meaning to give an update in English for weeks now. But because our daily routine has come to an intense set of tasks, I've been failing to give this update. So here I am in the presence of these masters calves. They all have been rescued in the past month or so, and and they like to play, as you can see. And they like to play with us, not only among themselves. And also they have a loving and kind personality and soul. And I hope they can make you understand that when we drink milk, when we choose cheese, we take something from them. We take something from their moms. We take something from their lives. And eventually we take their lives because of milk, because of cheese. This one here is not feeling quite well. Today he woke up a little bit better, but still he needs treatment. And this is the kind of update I wanted to give you. We now have here the 6 babies. Again, all of them, they all came from different backgrounds. But always, the reason why they come to the sanctuary is because we drink milk, because we eat cheese, is because we eat flesh, meat. And that's what we need to understand. We need to understand always when we look at them, when we look at their stories, when we feel their pain, we need to resist. We really need to resist that kind of feeling that is just pity. You know, as I say, it's such a pity that they feel like this. It's such a pity that they don't have their moms with them. It's such a pity that the world is so unconscious. It's such a pity because pity doesn't do any good. Compassion does, because compassion makes us move. Compassion. Oh, leave me one more. Compassion, it kind of it speaks to our hearts in a way that we must do something. And sometimes this must do is reducing. Sometimes we have already reduced, so we decide to stop consuming their lives. Other times we have already decided to stop it. So what we want is to influence others, to become an inspiration to others. What I'm saying is we must do something, each one of us. Because when we talk about the sanctuary, and not just our sanctuary here, when we talk about any sanctuary, we cannot do all the work. We can save very limited number of lives. We can only save them all when we do something together. So I'm pretty happy that this guy is doing better. This one here, Master Obaluaye, he had the privilege of staying with his mom for a while. His mom came to the sanctuary after she was abandoned as a broken milk machine. And when she came, we had the information we received the information that the farmer had decided to take him away from his mom, saying that she was sick. And that was the point that his mother gave up. So we thought that if we could put them together again, she would recover, but it was too late. Unfortunately, she passed away here at the sanctuary, but she lived long enough, she lived long enough to leave her son here. It's important for us to realize that always when we talk about the dairy industry, eventually the mom will be sent to a slaughterhouse. And if we are talking about a boy like Master Upaluaye, he doesn't have any sort of meaning to the dairy industry. So sometimes he is veal and other times he is just abandoned. This is what happens. So we need to understand all of this again, because otherwise we look at this and we say such a pity. And when we understand, we start to nourish and to allow compassion to take over. It's just like they are impossible. We start to allow compassion to talk to us. And then when we are guided by compassion, it doesn't really matter that we like a certain kind of cheese, for instance, or we like to drink milk. Okay, I sat down now. Now I sat down, I'm going to talk to you. When we realize this compassion in our hearts, it doesn't matter that we do not have an equivalent to what we used to eat or what we used to drink, because we understand that that kind of thing that we used to like cannot be good, cannot cannot be delicious if that sort of product means that somebody else will suffer. So again, we may say, when we are not connected to compassion, we might say that, okay, I would like to become vegan, but I really love my cheese. And the fact is, we never, if we like cheese once, the taste of cheese, we might continue to like the taste of cheese, but we choose to not eat cheese because we understand that little taste in our mouths cannot pay off their lives of suffering. So the one that and when we live with them, when we show this kind of scenes, we also realize that the same in the in the same way, we would be very sad and actually even upset at somebody who would get into our houses and say, I would like to eat your master dog, or I would like to milk your master cat that had her babies. And we'd say, never. How could you possibly think something like this? And because of the industry kept their behavior and their personality from us, we think that master cats and master dogs are different from them. We think that we think that they don't behave like this. We think that they are not as kind as we can see them being in a sanctuary or in a place where they are protected. So all these things we need to think about, again, because otherwise we just look at them and say, such a pity that they don't have their moms. It's such a pity that they don't have their milk. It's such a pity that they cannot live as families. And then again, we need to look at ourselves and question ourselves. What is the part of our lives that contribute to this? What is part of our lifestyle that supports this kind of practice that goes behind closed doors? So I ask for your awareness. And these guys here all together, okay, now we have 2 of them here. There is 3 of them there. Where are they? There. 3 of them. And we also have Master Nandi. Master Nandi, he was left in a pasture for 5 days. He didn't even drink the colostrum. We have 3 of them here actually that didn't drink either, but they were not left for 5 days in the pasture. So what happened was, Master Nandi didn't have his belly treated, his belly button treated. And this became an infection because he didn't have anything to eat, to drink. He didn't have his mom. This became a very bad infection, which became the next step, the next stage, a problem with his joints. And now he's a little babe with few months, let's say 3 months old. He's 3 months old, and he's still a size of a babe of 1 month old. And he has a disease of a old man with, let's say, 80 years old. So we can understand a little bit better. And when we look at him, and I'm going close to him so we can talk a little bit more about his condition showing him. When we talk about him, we might say, okay, he doesn't stand a chance. But he does, because he fights. And this is another lesson that I would like us to put into our hearts. When we talk about master animals, they do not give up. We give up. And that's why I think that we have the power to put them down. We have this choice of putting them down because we believe that they give up as we do, but they don't. If there is a chance for them to leave, they fight for it. And it doesn't matter that the world is full of sadness, is full of injustice, is full of madness. They don't care. They want to live. And I think we need to learn this. We need to learn to fight for our lives. And not to fight for our lives because we want revenge, because we want a time to hate others or whatever. We need to fight for our lives to make our lives a source of love and wisdom and forgiveness to other beings as they do. Because they are therapists. They are some sort of angels. When I think about if we can talk about a god or a goddess, I would think that he or she would put master animals on earth to hide angels in them. But we cannot see. And the problem is not that the angels are not there. The problem is not that goodness is not there. The problem is that we as humans, we cannot see beauty anymore. And if we cannot see beauty, we cannot preserve it. And that's why it's important, again, to look inside, to go inside of us and question ourselves day after day, actually moment after moment, if we are living a mindful life, if we are living a present life, a present in the meaning of staying in the present, of really having the perception of what's going on. Otherwise, we think that because we do not see, because we do not perceive, things do not exist. And this is the base of saying that we ignore, that we are ignorant. Because we ignore and because we do not see. So it's like, okay, I'm going to close my eyes and now Master Obaluaye does not exist anymore. It's not true. I can close my eyes and he will continue to exist. But this is what we do. We think that because we don't see, we think that because we turn our backs, we think that because we close our eyes, then we don't need to deal with whatever situation. And then that situation that we pretend we don't see, that we ignore, that we think that we're not strong enough to be in contact with, that situation grows. And eventually that situation that in the beginning could be treated in a way much more light or a lighter way, it became like a problem that we have with our climate change today. It becomes a problem that many of us have been facing with our own health. It becomes a problem of justice. It becomes, so again, we need to all the times ask ourselves if we are present, if we are perceiving the truth, if we are seeing the facts. Otherwise, we ignore. And if we ignore, we think that whatever you're talking about, it doesn't exist. And it is there. And until the point that it grows so big that it scares us, we pretend that it's not a priority for us. But then climate change happens. But then health issues happen. And then we start to think of these babies without their moms, without their milk, without their happiness, and without their rights. And we start to realize that ignoring is not a solution. So I ask ourselves to be strong. I ask ourselves to be connected to our hearts, not in the sense of being emotionally connected, but in the heart, meaning our soul, our purpose, what we really want. And I don't think any of us, regardless if we are vegans or not, I don't think we want somebody to suffer. I don't think we enjoy knowing that beings are dying every day or suffering. And I'm saying beings, including human beings. If we look at the Middle East situation that we have with women, for instance, if we look at our children in Africa, nobody enjoys knowing this. But again, pity alone doesn't do the job. We need to look into ourselves and really have this strength, this core strength, to realize what we are doing. How do we participate in a world we do not believe? And this is how we change things. We do not change things blaming others. We do not change things pretending they are not there. We do not change things complaining. We do not change things if we do not change. So the invitation here is to change ourselves. I'm going to go closer. He's actually there with his teddy bear in the sun, Master Nandi, and I'm going to show him to you. Do you want to say anything else? Leave my milk alone. Leave my mom alone. Leave me alone. I'm going to show you him there. Okay. Just a moment. I'm just walking there. He's pretty close. I just want to... And it's... We made his house close to our own house. So in the morning when the sun is like this, when the day is beautiful as it is today, he walks to the sun and we leave his teddy bear in the outside and he goes walking as he can. And because he's not strong enough on his arms, he places his arms on the top of his teddy bear and then he lays down. And it's such an intelligence to see. It's sometimes we think that we are intelligent and they are not. We as when I say we, I say humankind. I'm not pointing fingers. And we think we are on top and we think we are the smartest species and we think many things that are not really true. And when we live with them, it's just like an exercise of being humble because we realize we are not that intelligent, we are not that strong, we are not that spiritual. When they are close, when they are very sick, and when they are about to leave their bodies, all of the others, they feel and they become silent as if in a prayer. So it's very beautiful. Again, we think many things is just like a privilege of being human, and we do not realize this connection, and we need to talk about them because I realize, okay, I'm just like, it's rained a lot and I'm afraid that I'm going to fall down in a live streaming. Okay. All right, just a moment. If we keep believing this, that we are the most intelligent, the most smart, the most spiritual, the most whatever, we miss to see beauty around us. And again, if we do not see beauty, we cannot protect it. I'm going to show this little guy here. Look who is here. Hello. So now I'm just going to show you something here. Okay. Hello. How are you doing? Here, Master Nandi, he came all the way from his house. His house is there. All right. His house is there on the place that has shadow in it, where Master Kali went, this master dog went. There is his house. He came all the way, all by himself. Here, I place his teddy bear. Okay, there he is. I place his teddy bear, and then he came. Okay, now it's just way too hot here. And then he came. Why does he need to stay in the sun? Because his bones need sun. And even though that he doesn't move in a perfect way, hello, he doesn't move in a perfect way, he still moves. And if we try to take care of somebody that has limited movement without making that being move what he or she can, then we are going to have a bigger problem, a greater problem in the future. So even though that is not this is not comfortable, we need him to realize that he can live with his shortcomings and he's strong enough to face them. So I think this is the way I'm going to end this live streaming, is just saying that I wish we all to be as strong as Master Nandi is. I wish we all to realize how much we can ask for love and receive it, how much we can not prove to others but prove to ourselves that yes, we deserve love and we are here to receive this love, and whatever chance we have, we are not going to miss it, because he's having a chance. The others that are in the dairy industry, on the meat industry, they do not have a chance, but he does, and he is not missing it. And I guess this is something that inspires me every day. And this is something that provokes me in gratitude every single day. Because when I look at this, even though that I think that I live in a school and in a hospital altogether, I do not have any complaint. I only have gratitude in my heart, because I think they are teaching us all the time. And again, if God, Goddess, if they had a plan to wake up humans, they said, okay, I'm going to place the most innocent and pure souls on earth. But the only thing is that humans must open themselves up to realize their greatness. And these beings would be master animals. So I ask us all to look inside of us again and realize what part of this madness that we live with in this world, what part of this madness relates to our lifestyle. This is the first thing. And then I ask us to really recognize beauty around us and inside of us and preserve it. Beauty inside of us means compassion, means awareness, means a loving and kind nature. This is beauty inside of us. And beauty outside of us is to just let beings be. Let them have their own lessons on this earth. There is a school for all of us. Let them have their life. Let them have their impressions and their feelings. We need to stop interfering. And it goes to our forests. It goes to every sort of oppression that, again, our lifestyles contribute, even though we are not aware. So again, look at ourselves. Look at yourself. I look at myself. We look at ourselves and we support each other. We do not blame each other. We do not point fingers on each other. We support each other. And then we start to change. And then we start to realize that this beauty, when it flourishes inside of us, we give it a chance to also come in another sort of manifestation in the world. And I think this is why we're here. So thank you so very much. Okay, do you want to say anything else? No, I just wanted to continue here. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you for supporting our mission. You can support the sanctuary through donations via PayPal. You can support us via A Billion, making reviews. We also have a new program now called Ashram. It's in English also. And we have a yoga program, online yoga program, that right now is only in Portuguese. So anyway, just I support this mission, and we will continue to rescue and we continue to raise awareness. Thank you so very much. Jai Mata Kali, Jai Mata Durga, Jai Mata Kali, Jai Mata Durga, Kali Durga, Namo Namah, Kali Durga, Namo Namah, Kali Durga, Namo Namah, Kali Durga, Namo Namah, Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Thank you.